good, Rule, aka Megabuts. In today's video, we're going to be doing another Lost Zone deck with who? I have found another Arceus partner. This one a little more unknown than the others, but we have taken it and shoved it in a Lost Zone engine and see if we can get it to work. If you haven't yet, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button, because I really do appreciate every single one of your guys' support. Alright, let's jump right in to this crazy deck list. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that deck list. Lost Tapu Koko VMAX, Lost Coco if it were. This deck list was very fun to put together, and I had tons of fun playing it. I love doing these Lost Zone deck with who's, and just kind of going through Limitless TCG, going through the Arceus section, and just finding different partners that they've used. The person that I actually had gotten this idea from, there was someone that played in the Pittsburgh Regionals and got like 164th place or something, and made day 2 playing Arceus with Tapu Koko and Flying Pikachu. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did Lost Pikachu. I was like, I'll do Last Tapu Koko. That'd be awesome. So let's just go over to what Tapu Koko VMAX does. Tapu Koko VMAX has an attack for 3 energy, 2 electric, 1 colorless for 180 damage. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, their active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So hopefully we can get a turn 1 KO on something very small with our Cramorant, because then afterwards, if they can't answer that and tie us up in prize cards, then we can start paralyzing things with Tapu Koko VMAX. And even if not, 180 damage on a VMAX isn't too bad. We're usually able to kind of move things around and being able to try to come back behind in the game, which is a little interesting. So we're trying really hard to be a little bit more aggressive when playing this deck. So you could argue that maybe you could go for 2 Cramorant and 1 Sableye, but I went for 2 Sableye just because I tried it with 2 Cramorant, and there was too many times where I needed the Sableye at the end of the game and I couldn't get it or I couldn't find it. So for those reasons, that's why there's 1 Cramorant here. But for the rest of the deck list here, we got 4 Comfey, 3 Tapu Koko V, 3 Tapu Koko V Max, 2 Sableye, 1 Cramorant, 1 Radiant Greninja, 1 Manaphy, 4 Colress, 2 Iono, 1 Boss, 1 Roxanne, 4 Mirage Gate, 4 VIP Pass, 3 Switch Cart, 3 Nest Ball, 2 Counter Catcher, 2 Escape Rope, 2 Super Rods, 1 Switch, 1 Forest Seal Stone, so we still can use our V-Star power in the game. We don't really have anything like Lost Giratina where they can start Requiem, right? So we're kind of doing the more Turbo Lost Box thing that we had seen a while ago, where they use Forest Seal Stone to be able to find whatever card they want. 2 Path to the Peak, 4 Jet Energy, 4 Electric Energy, 3 Psychic Energy, and 2 Water Energy. And I'm super confident in this deck list. I had played a handful of games with it and kind of went on a little bit of a win streak with it, to be honest. But I just got one of the recordings here, so we're definitely going to view that and just kind of go over it. So let's jump right in to that gameplay. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that coin flip with our Lost Zone Tapu Koko VMAX deck. We're going to pick tails. Unfortunately, we don't win, they get heads. But if our opponent elects to go first, then we hopefully can get that turn 1 attack off with Cramorant. But if they elect to go second, then that's okay too, because we can evolve our Tapu Koko V into VMAX quicker. So either way kind of works out. Our opponent's going to elect to go first, so hopefully we can pull off that turn 1 attack with Cramorant. And for our opening hand here, we got a Sableye in our active spot, which is not what you want to see. You'd rather see maybe a Comfey in there, even a Cram's better. Just Sableye is one of those like late game cards, and having it in your open spot is not what you want. But for the rest of the hand, we got here, got another Sableye, got a Colress, got double Mirage Gate, got a Nest Ball, and a 4 Seal Stone. So not too bad of a hand. We could do quite a bit with that. And it looks like we're going against a Miraidon Regieleki type deck here. They got a Regieleki V in the active spot, got a Raikou V on the bench. They're going to Generator, kind of whiff it, and they're just going to attach an energy and pass. And we're like, all right, that's not too bad. We're going to take that Comfey here. So we're going to bench the Comfey, and then we're going to rip the Colress. And the reason Nest Ball, grab the Tapu Koko V, attach the Forest Seal Stone, and then we're going to play Colress. And the reason I do it in this order is because, sure, I could Forest Seal Stone, find Battle VIP Pass to kind of set up for everything, but I want a Colress first, because if I find the VIP Pass off Colress, then we're set up in a better spot. So I'm going to grab the VIP Pass Path to the Peak and another Colress here, and put that Comfey and the Super Rod into the Lost Zone. And we're going to bench another Comfey and a Cramorant and just try to hopefully set up into some more stuff. So we are going to Star Alchemy here. And I'm going to Star Alchemy, and I'm going to find a switch effect. And the reason I want to find a switch effect here is because I want to be able to try to find a Jet Energy off of this Comfey. Because if I find Jet Energy, then I can Jet Energy up the other Comfey and then retreat out of it into the Cramorant and do 110 damage. But unfortunately we don't. We grab the Battle VIP Pass here, grab another Tapu Koko V, and we're tapped out in basics already. We got a Manaphy and a Tapu Koko V left. We're going to play that path and then pass to our opponent. And our opponent now is kind of in a position where if they are playing the Miraidon type variant of this, they can't tandem unit, they can't fleet foot either, and we shut off the transistor as well for that Regieleki VMAX, but they do evolve into that. They're going to be able to free retreat out of it. Sure, they can't fleet foot, but they are able to do more than enough damage to KO our active Comfey. So Lightning Rondo for 140 here to be able to take that KO on our Comfey. So now we're down a prize, which isn't too bad. We're still in this game very early on, and we're going to put up the active put in a Comfey up into the active spot here, which is going to get our TSB. We want to get into four cards in the lost zone. We're going to top out that Jet Energy. So we're going to Flower Selecting, and we're going to get a Colress and an Escape Rope. And I'm going to grab Escape Rope here. The reason I grab Escape Rope and not Colress is I already have a Colress in my hand. So grabbing a second one is a little irrelevant at that point. So we're going to Colress, grab a Tapu Koko V, Lightning Energy, and Switch Cart. So now we're going to evolve that Tapu Koko V into a VMAX. And we aren't able to get Mirage Gate online. We're just a little bit too short for that. We don't have another Comfey to be able to get into anything. So we are going to play the Switch Cart into this Cramorant here, attach the Lightning Energy to the Tapu Koko VMAX, and then just spit innocently for 110. Nice little chip damage in there. Set up for the little Sableye later on if we need to, or even be able to attack with that Tapu Koko VMAX. But if they KO this Cramorant, we can put our Comfey back into the active spot and guarantee us to get the 7, which these 2 Mirage Gates in our hand will now be online, and we can use those. So, just things to think about. And our opponent here just kind of trying to take a moment to think, figure out what they really want to do. I mean, it is kind of tough, right? Like, especially when you're playing a deck like Miraidon or any sort of deck that has a lot of abilities into it. You don't really want to discard a bunch of your stuff. You're trying to think, oh, what are my outs to get out from underneath this path? It's a lot to think about, but they are going to just decide to just kind of take that KO on that Cramorant there. We are going to Flower Selecting, and we're going to grab the Nest Ball because Battle VIP Pass at this point's a dead card, so we don't need it. So we get a Nest Ball here. And now we got the Mirage Gate online. So I'm going to Mirage Gate and just grab Electric and a Psychic Energy. And we're going to put the Electric Energy on the Tapu Koko VMAX and the Psychic Energy on the Sableye. And the reason I just put it like that is because I can Jet Energy up or just attach another energy any which way I want to this other Tapu Koko VMAX. So we're going to grab a Lightning and a Water Energy to put onto the other Tapu Koko V to get that set up and ready. And we're going to Jet Energy up our Tapu Koko VMAX. And then I can like, all right, I have a Sableye, so I'll bench this. I can Nest Ball here, and we'll just grab the Manaphy, thin the deck a little bit. I don't really have anything else I need to be doing. And if our opponent can't find another basic, I can just two-shot that Regieleki VMAX, and we're doing okay. So take 2 prize cards there off that Raikou V, and we're sitting pretty okay. So we now are in a position where we got another Tapu Koko V pretty much ready to go. We got a Sableye ready to go here soon. We got Boss in hand. We got this Tapu Koko VMAX putting on some early pressure, and all they can find is just another Regieleki VMAX. And at this point, we've kind of realized that they're not playing a Miraidon deck. They're just playing like Regieleki VMAX, like electric goods, which is great. I've played a variant of this deck before as well. You know, just play Regieleki and just try to hit huge numbers with like Raichu or Raikou even. I've done it. So I'm going to research away some cards here. And they're trying to just find, you know, maybe a generator. They don't have any Flaffy set up or anything because we saw that they discarded that with the professor's research. So they get a Zero Aura here as a nice little extra pivot option and able to do some extra damage and more damage with a single prizer on our evolution Pokemon like Tapu Koko VMAX. So kind of sitting in an awkward spot for them, but we'll see. So they're going to Escape Rope here. And now I'm kind of sitting there thinking, man, what do I want to like throw up? I don't really know if I want to throw up this Comfey, or do I just give them like something to KO? Because I don't want to be in a position where they can just take free prize cards, right? So if I throw up the Manaphy, it's going to get KO'd. I don't want to give up my Sableyes quite yet. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just throw up this Comfey because I have an extra one in my hand. So if they do end up somehow KOing this Comfey, then I can just bench the other one and then just kind of keep going from there to try to get more cards in the Lost Zone and get to 10. So this Lost Mine will be online, and I can use that hopefully. So they're going to Escape Rope, try to figure out what they want to switch into, because they could switch into the Zeraora and then retreat out of that into something else. They could go into the Regieleki and use its 1 energy attack. I can't remember the name of it, unfortunately. They could go into the Bidoof. They have pretty much whatever option they want, right? So they're going to go into the Regieleki VMAX, the V here, and then they're going to Electric Generator to get some energies onto the Regieleki VMAX. So if they get 1 more energy on this VMAX, they can actually just attack with it, right? So because they have 1 energy on this Regieleki V, so they can just retreat into the VMAX and go from there. But they don't, so they're going to use Switching Bolt for 30 damage. Our opponent chooses a new active Pokemon to switch into. They're going to go into the Zeraora to be able to just have that free pivot option if they need it. I'm going to Flower Selecting here, and we are going to find Electric Energy and a Jet Energy. I need the Electric Energy for the other Tapu Koko V, so I put that on there, just manually attached to it. And then I'm able to Switch Cart heal the 30 damage if I want off of this Comfey, which is really good. I also can Escape Rope and force them to switch into something else, but I can put myself in a position where I go into odd prizes, which isn't usually ideal, but I have Boss in my hand, so then I can just go, okay, boss up something else and KO your Regieleki VMAX later on. So that's what I'm going to end up opting to do, is I'm going to take the KO on this, and then I'm going to save the boss, because I could eventually boss up a Regieleki VMAX, 2-shot it hopefully, and just win the game there. And now we're also in a position where nothing's getting paralyzed anymore, because now we're ahead on prizes, which is totally okay. So not a big deal. They're going to put that Regieleki VMAX here. If they have an energy, they can just attach right to it and start attacking. But they are going to find that barrel and the energy that they have as well. Attach it right to that Regieleki VMAX. Play an Iono to put them to 4 cards, put us to 3, which is not great because now our boss's orders is gone. So now we got to try to find a boss's orders again to hopefully try to set up for that later on. But they're going to put that Leafy Camo Poncho onto that Regieleki VMAX here, which is not what we want to see. They're going to Escape Rope, and we're just going to try to figure out, all right, well, what are they trying to plan here? Are they trying to just, like, throw up the Regieleki V and retreat back out of it into the Regieleki VMAX? I'm not sure. I don't really need this Manaphy anymore, and I want to keep my Comfey because I can't find a Colress, and I need to get to 10, hopefully. So we're just going to throw up the Manaphy, let them have the free prizes if they want them, and go from there. Because if they do end up switching Bolt this and use that attack, they're not even going to KO it. They're only going to hit for 60, which is what they end up opting to do, actually. So they can't KO our Manaphy. So now we're just like, okay, well, you did 60, retreat out of this into your barrel, fine. So now I found another Tapu Koko VMAX, so I'm going to evolve my Tapu Koko V into a VMAX. I got Super Rod to put some stuff back into my deck if I need to. I got Escape Rope to be able to switch anything out, but I don't really have any way to try to switch anything else out. I can't switch into this Comfey really because, well, I could off Escape Rope, but then I don't have any way to get out of it potentially unless this Flower Selecting hits a switch effect or maybe even a Jet Energy. So we're just going to kind of look around. Super Rod's only going to put my Cramorant and my Comfey back in the deck, and I don't really know if that's something I want to be doing right now. I could just kind of go for maybe the more sure attack and just Escape Rope, switch into a Tapu Koko V, and then just do some damage onto the Regieleki VMAX or the Regieleki V there, and go from there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play Escape Rope. They're probably going to put up the V or the VMAX because it's the only choices they have. If they put up the VMAX, then we're set up to 2-shot it. We still can't even 1-shot the Regieleki V either. However, if they put up the V and we hit it with 180 and then they evolve it, we're set up to be able to also KO that in the next turn. If they put up the VMAX, then we can just hit that one time and then we're still set up to KO that also. So either one kind of works out for us a little bit in the long haul. We're kind of really ahead on our opponent here. We got way more setup than they do. We were able to get it set up really, really quickly. We were able to take some pretty early prize cards, and I think our opponent had kind of realized that now at this point because they end up conceding to us, which is totally understandable, especially considering the fact that we were so far ahead on prize cards, and then if they don't have anything going on their hand, we're able to just kind of run away with the game here. So, super awesome gameplay of that Lost Zone Tapu Koko deck. I'll see you right in that outro. Alrighty guys, that was my Lost Zone Tapu Koko VMAX deck, my Lost Zone pile with who? Part 5. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button, because I really do appreciate all of your guys' support. I'll make sure to put this deck list in the description below as well. So if you guys want to try this crazy, wacky Lost Zone deck for yourselves, you'll absolutely be able to. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Peace!